Producer Brandon, this is Scott Johnson. I have a Hopkins Farm broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County, about 50 miles south of Nashville, 25 miles south of Murfreesboro, and the lovely and sunny, however cold, rolling hills of southern middle Tennessee. It's that time of the month where, as Brandon mentioned, that we have in the celebration CEO Warren Wells. Warren couldn't make it today, and he sent one of his folks in to talk about things that are going on in the Cooper Steel Arena. Travis Emore, who's in charge of special events there at Celebration Grounds. Good morning, Travis.
Good morning.
Good to have you in today. Probably one of the busiest guys in Bedford County. I don't think you're going to argue with me on that.
No, I'll try to stay as busy as I can. So.
But we like it when you're busy, Travis, because then everybody benefits from it.
Yeah, we appreciate the fact of being here and allow me to come and speak. I'm sure proud to be part of Cooper Steel Arena and the Celebration Grounds there and do what we do for Shelbyville and Bedford County alike.
Now, let's talk a little bit about your background, Travis. Folks are interested in that kind of thing. Where are you from, and how'd you start out, and how'd you end up in this kind of business?
Well, I'll try to make that the quick story. I have a really long story, but I originally went
to do the Cliff Notes version.
I'm going to give the Cliff Notes version, and we don't want to bore everybody today. But I'll tell you, I came to Middle Tennessee State University, got my degree in equine science there, and I went to train horses. And
for our listening on, it's equine, be horses.
Yes, that's right. So I went to train horses for quite some time, and then my son was born, and then I decided I didn't want to travel as much, so I started managing facilities. And with that, that brought me back to MTSU and worked there for 18 years, and then was...
What'd you do at MTSU?
Well, I started out at the Tennessee Livestock Center for 5 years. I was assistant manager there. We had a lot of various agricultural events, including equine and horse events, and then from there I went over to the Tennessee Miller Coliseum for 13 years, managed that facility, enjoyed my time there, and again, still happy to be right here at the Cooper Steel Arena.
Well, we're lucky to have you here, Travis, and obviously you're no stranger to special events venues. Like, that's one of the things that we were talking about before the show. Yeah, I can't, and you get around the country, and you've been to a lot of places, but I think a town the size of Shelbyville or the county of Bedford County, there's no communities that have the facility that we have here, with a 30,000-seat outdoor stadium, 4,000-seat indoor stadium, with 104, Warren always corrects me, acres out there, largest RV park in Middle Tennessee. I mean, I know you get around the country a lot. Do you see that in little small communities?
No, I don't see that in small communities, and I'll tell you, I just returned from a convention there in Las Vegas for the League of Agriculture and Equine Centers, and that group represents everyone here in the United States and Canada. We have several facilities in Canada, and I certainly was bragging about the facility and what we have, because it's just not something that's out there. The fact that we have the big oval there that has the 30,000 seats, and we use it for that one horse show primarily, and it usually a lot of jaw dropping when I talk about it.
Yeah, like Now, I'm glad you brought it up. Now, you were at that conference, whatever you call it, for folks that do what you do, right?
Yes, sir.
Around the whole country.
Yes, sir.
My understanding is, I'm going to embarrass you a little bit, you got an award while you were out there.
Yes, sir.
What did you get?
I did. I received the Hall of Fame award this year, which was a true honor for that group. The LAEC, or the League of Agriculture and Equine Centers, has been going on for almost 30 years now. They started that award in 2018, and then there's only been 5 of us that's been inducted to that Hall of Fame. So it means a lot to be recognized by your peers out there that you work with and across the U.S.
Well, I want to congratulate Travis on behalf of folks in the community and the board of directors out there and getting that award, because that tells us we got the right guy doing the right things. So anyhow, we know you spent a lot of time, got a lot of good background over, especially at MTSU, which has 2 large event centers himself over there. And then you came. When did you come to us over here?
In April will be 2 years now, so our ball is rolling.
Seem like 10?
It doesn't seem like 10, but a lot has happened. 5 maybe? I will say, upon the hiring date, from day one, we started renovations there with Cooper Steel and what they brought. So we've been renovating ever since. So it's been a juggle, but it's been nice juggle to be working
from
through.
Your perspective as the events manager and the arena managers out there, that partnership with Cooper Steel Arena and the improvements that have been done to the grounds out there, especially to Cooper Steel Steel Arena. I assume that helps you book events.
Yes, no, it's been amazing. All the new things that we've added and everything there with the facility has really made us really marketable to the equine events that are out there. It's really diversified the facility as a whole. So
kind of upped our game, didn't we?
It changed things, and it certainly did up the game. I'm very proud to be working there and showing the facility off. I showed a lot of pictures this past weekend at that convention and stuff, and letting people, some of my peers know, hey, I'm out here and I'm coming for you. So
because it is a competition, right?
It's a joking competition, yeah.
But because you compete for events, right?
We do compete for events. Not that it's not a crazy challenge, but we do compete for events. There's only so many events out there, and certainly we're looking for the large ones to bring here to Bedford County. So, and there's only so many of those. So, the more we can bring to the table, the better off we'll stand.
Well, that's one of the things, and Warren's talked about it when he's been in here as well, the CEO. The events that you bring in, the events that you recruit here, they're normally multi-night events, correct?
Yes, sir.
They're not normally just one-night events.
No,
so
sir.
People are doing what? Staying in our motels.
Yes.
Eating in our restaurants. Spending money here.
Yes.
Buying feed, buying hay, doing whatever.
That's the goal. We really want to focus on those long events, the longer events, the 4 or 5 day events. Bring those guys in here so that they're staying here and not only see what we have to offer, but also, yes, they're spending money here. They're creating that economic impact that we're looking for.
Huge economic impact, and of course, local governments are also collecting sales tax off all that as well.
Yes, sir.
They have fun things that don't have to come from property tax.
Yes, sir.
So, I know you guys recently launched a Cooper Steel Arena website, correct?
Yes,
Let's
sir.
talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So we with all the new events coming on board, with that, we felt the need to create a very specific Cooper Steel website. It launched this week. We're still making some tweaks on it, some additions. We have some corrections to make on that, and actually this afternoon I'm going to be trained on it to how to make those adjustments.
So you're going to be an IT guy now?
I'm an IT guy as well.
You'll be a website designer.
Yes. That's exactly. So, but with that, with the new events, we certainly wanted to have a place for the event managers to go to specifically, and we're starting to brand Cooper Steel Arena, and with that gives them an opportunity where they can just Google Cooper Steel Arena and pop up.
I was going to say that's how they get to it. Just Google Cooper Steel Arena. I think that's the only one in the country. So
yes,
you should be able to get to it.
Yes, and so the new website will have all of our up and coming events. It also include a full schedule, a full calendar of events, and then it's also going to offer such a good marketing platform for the arena too.
It's a great way to showcase what you're doing.
Yes,
right?
yes. So it'll have really up to date pictures, information. It'll have links to all of our events, so you can go directly to their website, especially ticketed events and things like that.
Okay, all right. Why don't you talk a little bit about, Travis, about some of the events you got coming up in the near future?
Okay, sure. So we're going to round out this month here. We're going to round out January with the USFA softball tournament. They got 2 more weekends left to go, and then we get to the one that everyone's looking forward to here in the county is the Lone Star Rodeo.
That's a popular event, isn't it?
That is a popular event. It starts January the 31st this year, January 31st and 1st, and this will be its 35th year here in Shelbyville. My understanding that it was the first event held in formerly Calsonic Arena.
Okay.
So it's a family-owned business. They have really enjoyed being here and continue to support the town, and we really look forward to having them. They host their finals here each year.
Outstanding. I know folks looking forward to that. I know a lot of people go to that here from the local community, not just in and around in Middle Tennessee. But, you mentioned briefly the softball. People don't understand that it's a little too chilly to play softball outside right now, so you host them inside the Cooper Steel Arena, right?
We do. This was new for me as well. When I came on board, they told me that they had indoor softball here at the arena, and I was like,
I'd never heard of that till we had it.
You and I'd heard it across at other facilities, but for me, it it was new to me, so it was interesting for me to watch. We got a great maintenance staff out there that hangs the nets and takes care of all the setup for that.
There's a lot of netting.
There's a lot of netting. We got a lot, and particularly we have a lot of new amenities there that we're trying to protect. So with that, we put up a lot of nets for the.
We don't want softball smashing into it.
No, we don't want anything like that. I actually had an event in here last weekend that came in and was looking up in the ceiling and saw this mattress wrapped around, and she asked me what that was. I said, well, that's protecting a speaker in case we have a pop fly. So
and we do have a new sound system.
And we do have a new sound system there in the arena. So it was interesting. But yeah, we set up 2 softball fields right there in the arena, and they'll have 35 to 40 teams.
Why don't you talk a little bit about, since you're the manager out there, kind of some of the upgrades to Cooper Steel Arena that have happened over the last couple of years since you've been there? What kind of physical improvements have been made out there?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And let me say, start out by saying I probably won't be able to list them all because
just list
so much has been done. I think the community, for the most part, just driving by will notice the biggest things there, which is the new paint, the new facade in the front, and then specifically the black fencing. I think
got rid of the jail fencing.
We got rid of the fencing there. I made a joke. I said, are we trying to keep people out or keep people in when I first came on board? And we really want to make sure that everyone feels welcome coming over to facilities.
Absolutely.
So that was a very significant change that was probably the most prevalent. Once you move inside the building, they've done a lot of new metal around the exterior there on the concourse that just cleans up the whole building. New paint. Restrooms have been amazing. The people.
That was a huge upgrade.
That was a huge upgrade. The people have complimented on those, and our goal is to keep those clean and having people walk in. My focus for me is you can have a brand new facility that has wow factor, and people walk into a brand new facility with wow. And once you get to a facility that may not have the newness to it, we got to keep it clean, and our guys do a great job over there for sure.
They absolutely do. Folks, we're talking to Travis Emore with the celebration here in the city of Shelbyville, Bedford County. We're going to take a 60-second break and be right back.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
Kincaid's is proud to offer Beauty Rest Black to our customers. Beauty Rest Black represents a leap forward in bedding with sleep climate technology keeping you cool, and triple-stranded pocketed coils give you luxurious support all night long. Wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day with a new Beauty Rest Black mattress from Kincaid Service Company. 400 Madison Street, Shelbyville, across from the Speedway gas station. 931-684-5662.
Folks, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Bedford County is that time of the month where we have the Celebration Incorporated. Some of you know it as the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration. Located here in Shelbyville, a nonprofit that puts on a host of events through here. And we're talking to Travis Emore, the guy that recruits those events here and manages those arena and facilities out there. Travis, one of the things, did you want to add any more about some of those events that you got coming in?
The one thing, I had a couple things there on our upcoming events. 2 things. I know everyone's excited and looking forward to Lone Star Rodeo.
Yep,
and everyone's out there looking for tickets. The one thing I wanted to be sure that all the listeners out there are aware of, there are some fraudulent sites out there that are advertising tickets.
I think that's in anything, right?
It is. So be sure if you're looking for tickets for that event, either to pick those up at the door or if you're getting those on the web, to be sure you're going onto their site. Go to specifically to the Lone Star Rodeo site. And that's where our website's going to help as well. We'll have those links posted on our website. But just be careful as you're doing tickets like that, because
absolutely. It sure is a great convenience feature to add, but the flip side it's open to
it is. They had a little issue with that last year, and people out there advertising tickets for $50, $60, $70, and so they felt like that deterred a little bit of their crowd. So that's not what they want to do. So
what does that cost normally?
I think their tickets are at $20 or something like that.
Very reasonable.
Yeah, they're very reasonable tickets.
Quality entertainment.
Yeah, don't quote me on that, but I can look that up and make sure. But yes,
just roughly.
Yeah, right around the $20 mark. And then we'll finish up the month of February with a couple of the TriStar MX motocross this year.
People love that too.
They do. They love it.
It's a lot of moving dirt around, isn't it?
It is. And the last series of this one is bringing on. They're bringing a special guest in to.
A special guest?
Yeah, they're bringing
Is this a mystery guest, Travis?
Well, it's not a mystery guest, but right at the moment, I can't remember his first name. His last name's Deegan, and he's a kid. Is pretty high up and running right now. And
so if you're in that business, you're gonna know who you're talking about.
You're gonna know who you're talking about, and they're going to also they'll be doing their video streaming of that. They'll be taping that for FS1 for ESPN. So their final round of that. Good. So they'll be. We
got ESPN coming here.
We got ESPN production crews coming.
You don't play around, do you, Travis?
Well, we're
bring
trying.
the big dogs in.
We'll do our best. So we really want to be out there and
putting us on the map.
We're doing what we think we should. So
now there's obviously 52 weekends in the year. Of course, there's holidays in there and stuff. So, say 45 weekends a year. So, how many weekends do you guys have events out there?
Right now, we're settling in on about 45 events. 45 event days.
Okay,
weekends.
So you're almost maxed out.
Almost. We're getting there. It's been a goal of ours and a goal of Warren's and ours to fill that calendar, and we're getting really, really close. By the time you take out Christmas and New Year's, you're only looking at 50 weekends that you're really shooting for. So we're getting to where we have a full calendar, and it's exciting. It's a diverse calendar. We're bringing a lot of new events. The change of the ground out there, the footing and everything has really opened up opportunities for us. So with that, we've been able to market to a lot of different groups.
And and I appreciate your work you've done on that, because one of the goals of the board is we had to diversify some. It will always be, the stadium will always be a walking horse facility. It's the premier one in the country. But we had to diversify as well to bring in other events, because it does cost a lot of money to have that place.
Yes, sir.
To run that. It's a nonprofit, but it costs a lot of money to keep the doors open out there. And I know diversifying like that's really helped us stay financially viable. And I know that Warren's talked a little bit about this in the past, but we ended up replacing the dirt in the Cooper Steel Arena. People didn't realize what a big deal dirt was, did they?
No, they don't.
You a dirt expert now, Travis?
Well, I've done it for a long time. I won't say I'm an expert, but I sure have done it for a long time.
But it makes a difference, right? For certain events.
Yes, it does make a difference. Every event needs a little something different, and with that, we had to have something that we could modify or change to meet the needs of that group. And we got to look at, as much like the walking horse industry, they're athletes out there. Those animals are athletes, and with that, we got to give them a good surface to perform on. And so that's the goal of changing that ground and being able to manipulate it the way we do to meet the needs of that group.
Well, I know I've been to several at other arenas, like quarter horse reining competition stuff, where they slide and they move around. Or you had the mounted shooters in here a while back. What a fun event. I went there and watched that for a while. That's a fun event to watch.
Yeah, no, it's a great event.
They need a different kind of dirt, right?
Yeah, they need a little something else that they can run on. The mounted shooters, they need something that's a little heavier, if you will, that they can run on and feel safe on. And when you're running those speeds, you certainly don't want anything to slip on you.
I will, and I'll pat you on the back here, because when I was out there, they didn't know I was a board member. I talked to a couple of the folks that were helping run that. I was actually working as a deputy sheriff that way, and I was just talking to them because a couple of them had done that kind of work before, and they were so complimentary of the facility and the staff, not even knowing that I was part of that out there, which was a true testament to what you guys are doing.
Great. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, they had a great time out
there.
So you got 45 events now.
Yes, sir.
So you kind of booked up. I assume you're looking for other events as well, though.
We are constantly looking for events. That's something that, we don't want to just get stale on anything. We're proud of what we've done, but we certainly want to continue moving forward. And so we're always looking for events that can bring more to the community, generate more revenue here for the community, the longer running events. So that's will always continue to be a goal, and it's a goal of any facility manager out there for sure.
I know one of our Achilles heels here in the community is like mid or upper level hotel rooms and things like that. And of course, there's a lot of folks in the community working to make that happen. I assume at some point we will have what I'd call a mid-tier, or not necessarily an upper tier, but a mid-tier hotels here. That's probably going to really help you recruit events, I would think.
Yes, 100%. Hotels obviously will help any event. The larger events look to come to an area that have the hotels to support their staff, their exhibitors. So as our event size grow, certainly hotels will become a very important, impactful factor.
Well, I know there's a lot of folks looking at coming here in different organizations, so we'll look forward to seeing what happens and how that impacts what you do for a living out there.
Yes, sir.
Travis, is there anything else with the events before we move on to a couple of other things?
The one thing we'll jump into is some of the new events that we got coming up. We have at the end of February, 1st of March, the first time ever, we have the TNT Truck and Tractor Pool.
That's popular in Middle Tennessee.
It is popular. It's very
really
popular.
Is.
This will be the first one's ever happened in that arena. So we're pretty excited about that. I think we'll have a good turnout for it. People support that. The gentleman, the promoter, is looking. He said this won't be a one-time show for us. We really want to continue to come back, and he said that right on the visit time. So, and so pretty excited about that. So look forward to having everyone on the property for that.
I mean, that's all over Middle Tennessee. There's a lot of those events, so we're glad to see them coming in here. Popular, should get a big crowd for that.
Yeah, we also brought on the All-American Youth Barrel Race. That's going to be a really large event for us. They had a long running time in Jackson, Mississippi, and they have for 20 plus years, and they decided
now they're coming here.
Now they're coming here. They're
congratulations.
So they're coming here. We anticipated it probably being within the top 3 of our largest shows, including the celebrations. So we're really excited to have them on. Yes, sir. We'll have to put on roll out the red carpet a little bit. If we don't want them to.
We love seeing young people involved, right? I mean, we've got a lot of young people that have gotten involved in the walking horse industry, because it's like going to church on Sunday. If you got a bunch of young people in your church, that church probably going to be around for a while.
Yes, sir.
And having those young people involved in equine events, man, it just warmed my heart to see all that going on.
Yes, sir. And I've talked about this with our group that I was with this past weekend. If you don't support your youth as a facility, if you don't bring in the youth events, then you need to be careful, because it's so important. Because the people that show there as a youth, they're coming back and they're bringing their event back to you as an adult.
And hopefully that's exactly. They're bringing their kids back.
And they're bringing their kids back.
We have certainly multi-generational in the walking horse business, where the grandparent, the parent, and the kid's coming, right?
Yes, sir.
And the grandparent started as a kid.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Out there, and we like to promote that.
Generation after generation.
That just made me think of that when you talk about a youth event coming. That is really what sustainability is all about.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else on the event you want to talk about?
The last thing probably that I had to add is I was fortunate enough that this past week I was able to. I had 2 new events that are coming to us. We have a ranch horse show that's coming in July.
And a ranch horse show. What does that entail?
So a ranch horse show, that's something that's never been in that arena. It'll be a lot of working cattle type events. Team roping, cutting, those type of things. So pretty excited about that. Again, it goes back to the ground and diversification. So
I think a lot of folks don't realize. They think of Texas, right? Mm-hmm. But Tennessee's a huge ag state. Is a huge livestock state. Is a huge cattle state.
Yes.
And matter of fact, Bedford County is, if not the number one in cattle production. Got to be in 2 or 3 or right near the top. So you got to get a lot of folks at that thing.
We should, and we're very fortunate that the group that's going to put this on is actually a Florida-based group. So they reached out to me from Florida.
Big on cattle down there too. Folks think of beaches, right?
Yeah,
but you go inland, there's a lot of cattle.
Yes, so this is a Florida-based group. They're looking to come a little north, but they want to stay south enough so they can bring in a lot of the surrounding states. So that's pretty exciting for us.
That's one of the advantages we have is geography, right?
Yes,
that's why we have so many trucking companies in the local area that have been so successful. Is just our location, right? Geography.
Yes, sir.
You can come here from a lot of states. You're within a day's drive of, I don't know, half the population of the United States, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That certainly helps.
Then the last event that I can talk about is we're bringing on the Pasafinos. They're coming actually the first weekend of August. So that's really the quick steppers. Yes, sir. They're a gated horse. I
used to own one.
Yeah, they're going to be a lot of fun. Something that we've never done before. In the fact that I booked it the first weekend of August, so it's going to be right precursor to celebration. But
you just all about punishment, aren't you?
Yeah, well,
right before the big show, right before the. We call the celebration out there the Super Bowl, right?
Yes, sir.
The Tennessee Walking Horse. So you're going to do it right before the Super Bowl?
We're going to do it right before the Super Bowl, and so we're excited about it. I think it's going to bring a lot more to the.
So these are performance type Pasafinas. They have competitions.
Yes, sir. There's be performance type of breed, and they'll bring in
gate's a whole lot different.
Yes, they'll bring in the sounding board there, which
I know what you're talking about. I have a friend that used to own a bunch, and they put out like plywood sheets. And,
yes. They'll bring that.
Right?
We'll bring that out. So you feel free to come on out. Everything will be free with that. Come out and watch. It's exciting when they go across that board. So.
Yeah, I actually did own a Pasafina for a while, and man, that was the smoothest ride.
It really is.
I'm glad to see they're coming.
Yeah, that event. Hopefully, these two events lead us to their larger events. The Pasafinos. I've worked with them a little bit, and we've been trying to look at doing a regional show for them, and maybe even their nationals. So hopefully, this will get our foot in the door for that.
Roger that. Well, I think you're a guy, Travis, that never gets bored.
I try not to.
Is that a safe assumption?
That's a fair assumption.
Okay, thank you. But I know there's other news coming out of the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration Grounds. One of them is a lawsuit that Celebration joined out in West Texas. And basically, this has to do with implementation of the new rule the Biden administration decided to come with. They couldn't pass the PAST Act to pass a law, so they just made a rule, which federal governments are allowed to make rules to implement, but there's a limitation on rules.
Yes, sir.
I mean, because you really have to follow the law, and then you do it. So, and of course, we disagree with this rule. We do it at Celebration, and matter of fact, most people disagree with it. So we filed a lawsuit in West Texas because there's some horse owners out there that were against it. And I saw the federal judge just ruled that the federal government, the USDA, was trying to move it to Dallas, and it's in West Texas, which is horse people out there. And he ruled that he will not change the venue, which was that we consider that a success this week.
Yes.
And also, he did not allow the Humane Society of the United States to join us in the lawsuit because they wanted to do that so they could help control it. So that was a significant victory in federal court this past week.
Yes, that my understanding of that, and mine's a little bit limited on the lawsuit on that. But yes, these are two victories that we'll take every victory from here on out, and those were two very significant ones for the walking horse industry. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and Judge, the rule goes into effect 1 February unless that judge puts a stay on the implementation. So that's what we're hoping for. I think that he will rule within the next 2 weeks whether or not that rule can go into effect. I mean, we don't know how he's going to rule, but hopefully he'll rule in our favor.
Yes,
our favor being the walking horse industry. And folks, for those of you who haven't been part of the industry, and and I've been involved with the enforcement of the Horse Protection Act for probably 15 years, working with our DQPs and other things. And I was a federal law enforcement officer about 20 years. But what we saw at the last celebration was an abuse of power. I don't know how else to say it. I don't normally talk about things like that, but it was amazing how the USDA became activists. And I'd worked with them a lot over the years. I've been to their headquarters in the D.C. area, worked well with them. I mean, there's a reason they have to enforce it. Every industry has a few bad actors, right? And there was a reason to do that. And they were fairly reasonable, but for some reason in the last year or so, they went activist on us, is what I call it. So had some issues at the last celebration, but looking really forward to the new administration coming into office.
Yes.
They've appointed some folks that we know are going to help the industry and be fair. All we ask to be fair. We're not saying don't write tickets. We're saying just be fair about it, be consistent, and be objective.
Yes, sir. And
I think we're looking forward to that here happening in about a week or so, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and I think we feel very positive about the outcome on that. Everything's kind of up in the air, but right at the moment, things are kind of coming in our direction. So we're excited to see how
the industry itself, when we're talking about the walking horse industry right now, which is our main deal, it's really, things have been up. I mean, the last two celebrations have been really good from a revenue perspective and from a participation, but, number of horses entered, revenue. So things, even with all the controversy of that, what I will call kind of activism, instead of being objective, we're doing really well.
Yes, no, things are very positive there at the celebration grounds right now.
And we're looking forward to that, and I think we're looking forward to a great walking horse season, which starts in the late February, early March time frame. So that's coming up too, isn't it?
It's coming up, yes, sir. So we're
never get bored, brother.
No, we go weekend to weekend. So the walking horse shows certainly bring a lot to the facility. But we're getting ready to get into our horse show season. It's right on the corner.
Roger that. Travis, is there anything else you want to talk about before we're kind of run out of time?
The quickest thing I'd like to add is, some more of those upgrades that are up and coming that you'll see in the future there at the arena is we're adding a new ADA, a parking lot across the street.
Oh, that's right. I saw that the other day. That's going to be fantastic for our folks that need a closer spot up front to park.
Yes, they're working on that, trying to get that squared away. The cold weather's kind of slowed things down a little bit. And then if you come to the events, if you're back out there in the warm-up area, they've added all new metal back there in the back. It's really brightened things up. You won't see any. It just looks great.
That old dented core.
Yeah, it looks great back there. They painted walls back there. It's really excited about that. I'm very excited about it. The staff, our maintenance staff. I said, guys, we're going to be washing walls. We've got to keep this clean out here. So it looks really good on that. But no, I'd like to also I think I would end today about talking about just mentioning that the fact that our partnership with Cooper Steel has been positive from the start.
Thanks to the Cooper Steel folks.
Yes, sir. We're very grateful what they've done.
Couldn't have done it without them.
No, sir. Could not.
Local family doing great things and really giving back to the community.
Yes, sir.
So, Travis, we appreciate you. Folks have been talking to Travis Emore, who is in charge of special events and facilities out there at the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration, also known as Celebration Incorporated, on the grounds here, talking about the great things that are happening out there that not only are good for the celebration, but are good for the community.
Yes, sir.
And bringing me, we appreciate everything you do, and quite frankly, the whole staff out there, from the office folks to the maintenance to you guys that put all those special events out there. Things are really doing well and looking up. So thanks for coming in today. Folks, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. We have 11 government or government-related talk shows every month where you literally can come in and hear it from the horse's mouth on what's going on in all these organizations and what folks are doing. Scott Johnson, until next time.
Visit Kincaid Service Company today to experience the superior comfort of a Serta mattress. Serta has pioneered sleep innovation for more than 90 years, bringing quality products to more than 150 countries worldwide. Serta Comfort is validated by consumers with thousands of 5-star reviews and are designed and assembled in the U.S. at one of Serta's state-of-the-art facilities. Serta's award-winning mattress collections are created by providing superior comfort along with overall support and breathability. Get Serta Comfort by visiting Kincaid Service Company in Shelbyville. Online at kincaidservice.com. When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-0000. 2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.